Are you ready to reign? Kathy reign?
I think it's already raining, Mots. Hello, and welcome back to Kathy Rain, the Director's Cut. I'm joined, of course, with my sibling, Mots.
Ayo.
And a couple things while the game loads up. One, for the next couple... Well, for the foreseeable future, really, I'm going to be reducing the time that I have to actually record and edit, because I'm going to be busier during the week. I will try to still get the 2 videos recorded, but they'll likely have less editation done to them to make up for it as a result, you know.
I'm sorry that took way less time to load than normal.
That's alright. There, we were here in the Church of the Holy Trinity, which is definitely not a cult.
Not a cult.
Definitely not a cult. We were going to interview/interrogate definitely not a cult leader, Father Isaac.
Alright, let's do it.
Do you know anything about what happened to my grandfather in 81?
It was the work of the devil, I'll say that much. Joseph was a kind man. He did not deserve such a fate. You heard my speech at the funeral, Kathy. I meant every word. He was a great man who did much good for this community.
Did you know him personally?
In a way, he and my father did charity work together. Joseph was around a lot when I was young. They collaborated on a few different projects for the homeless and for the troubled youth, among other things.
So my grandfather was a member of the church?
I wouldn't say that, no. He was a friend of the church, but he wasn't a religious man. He believed only in philanthropy. That being said, Joseph was the person who convinced me to become a priest.
Really?
Oh, yes. I was a teenager back then. Full of rebellion, every fiber of my being wanting to distance myself from my father. Joseph made me realize my sinful pride and showed me how I should follow my heart, regardless of what others might think. And for that, I'm eternally grateful.
I'm kind of confused. Were you saying that in your heart of hearts, you actually really wanted to be a priest, but you looked at people around you and they were like, you're gonna be just like your dad, and thus you hated that concept?
I mean, yes, I think that is what he said.
So you were rebelling against your father because you didn't want to be like your father despite wanting to be like your father?
Yes.
You were a weird teenager.
I mean, it kind of tracks. Kind of. Like, because as a teenager, you're trying to rebel against your family. It is a little weird, though.
By the way, you can speak a bit louder.
I can speak up? Really?
Yes.
Me?
Does the name Lily Myers mean anything to you?
It does. Before I was ordained, I was a substitute teacher in her high school.
Really? Did you know her personally?
We weren't close. I only knew her as much as a teacher would know any student.
Alright, so how did she seem toward the end?
For one, she started skipping school, a lot. And when she did show up, she was absent-minded and moody. She always looked depressed and hunched down like she had the whole world on her shoulders.
Any idea of what caused this change?
Not a clue. All I know is, when she returned from that last summer break, she was a whole different person.
I doubt...
Do you know anyone who goes by the nickname Cocky?
I have no idea. Sorry.
That was a long shot,
That
Kathy.
was a real long shot.
What's your opinion on Charles Wade?
No opinion. He used to be a prominent figure around here, but he doesn't appear much in town these days.
Actually, he's in the community clinic right now, getting medical treatment.
Let me just say that to
Oh.
everyone. I mean,
I wonder if it's serious. Perhaps I should go talk to him.
Kath, you definitely
Even
would
men
not
like
at will
Charles Wade need a
discuss
priest
that.
when they're nearing the end of the line.
Do you know anything about Lily Meyer's art?
I saw a few pieces. Gorgeous work. Vibrant, surreal landscapes.
When was this?
Must have been mid-70s. High school had open days with an art exhibition.
So, this was sometime before she changed, right? You didn't see any of her later work?
No. By then, she started skipping art class completely, from what I heard.
Maybe she was afraid of what she might draw. I hear it was pretty twisted.
Could be. But alas, I suppose we will never know what was truly haunting her.
I'm doing my best to find out. I don't believe the story to be as clear-cut as everyone makes it out to be.
An unusual theory. How so?
People have taken a particular interest in her art. I think there's more to it.
I wouldn't read too much into it, my child. It happens to all dead artists with any talent to speak of.
Okay, but a literal child?
Care to tell me the history of the church?
I'd be happy to. The story is a fascinating one. This church was founded by my father, William T. Price, in the 70s. Back then, he made his living as a traveling salesman and was driving through this area as he had done so many times before. However, this day was different. My father held dark thoughts in his mind. He was angry, thinking of evil deeds, even considering swerving off the road into a rock and ending it all. Then suddenly, divine intervention. 3 bright lights appeared. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. The sign of God. This epiphany was the moment my father had been waiting for. He sold all of his belongings and took me and my brother to live with him here, in Conwell Springs. Soon thereafter, he built this church and started gathering followers. They began to refer to him as Father Bill.
I take it that window up there resembles what he saw when he had this epiphany?
Indeed, the stained glass window depicts the Holy Trinity, as witnessed by my father.
Do you know exactly when or where this event took place?
Why do you ask?
Oh, just curious. It's a captivating story.
Well, it was the spring of 1971, but my father never told anyone where.
Okay, so what happened then?
People flocked to Father Bill. He started teaching, writing scripture. The church flourished and continued to grow all the way up until his sudden death in 1983.
1983.
That's when I stepped in to take leadership of the church.
I take it that the church started declining after the death of Father Bill?
Yes, naturally so. With such a magnetic personality, he was irreplaceable. But I assure you, the church is still very much thriving.
And if it's the only church in the town.
Looks kinda empty to me.
It's not really our peak hours.
What's up with you handing out pamphlets at funerals then? Trying to reel people in at a weak moment?
I'm going to assume you meant no disrespect, child. I'm simply providing divine guidance when
I
it's needed
believe
the
Kathy
most.
was trying to mean disrespect.
Full disrespect. What the fuck were you doing?
Also, I'd just like to say, yes, Father Bill, and his definitely not a Call of Cthulhu-esque backstory.
Yes.
I mean, I've written a not too far off backstory for a Call of Cthulhu villain who was a priest.
Yes, that's true.
He was a priest before he went insane, but still.
Like Isaac's like very much like on like the kind of like the way he's describing is very much how a lot of evangelists describe like things like that. But there are some red flags, and it's not just because there's a video game character named William. I swear. But yeah, No. Alright, let's... The Red Man.
What can you tell us about the Red Man?
What can you tell us about the Red Man?
This may sound strange, but have you heard of or seen a strange man dressed in red?
Only our Lord and Savior Jesus. Surely his rags were drenched in blood as he lay upon the cross.
That's not what I meant. I mean someone here, in Conwell Springs.
Are you joking? I haven't seen a person like that, no.
Isaac, I'd just like to say, really, you think that Kathy came in here and was just like, have you seen Jesus?
Have you seen Jesus today? Have you seen Jesus today?
Yeah.
Do you recognize the men in this picture, Isaac?
Only your grandfather. And that's just because I was given a similar picture at the service the other day.
I can't tell. Is his pixel sprite looking directly at us, or is he looking at Kathy? I can't tell.
No, he's either looking directly at the player or he's looking at Kathy. Maybe both. Anyway, don't give him the penny.
No,
he might try and take it.
No penny for you.
I could, but I think I have more to gain from a subtle strategy.
A subtle strategy.
I'll keep it to myself for now, until I know more about this church.
Kathy, what subtle strategy are you trying to employ here?
It's a good question.
I don't need to show him that.
You don't need a map. How about this?
Father, do you know anything about this flower?
No, my child, nothing at all.
Well, that was a lie.
That's either a lie or bad voice acting, and I don't think it was bad voice acting.
No, that was definitely a lie.
I don't know. I've never seen that red flower before.
I've definitely never seen that flower.
That's all I need for now, Father.
May the Lord shine his light on you.
It's an altar. You know, the place where they put the sacrificed goats, kids, and other crap. Impressive window. There's no doubt about it. Those are the smoky lights.
I'd also like to say any jokes that I make are not to make fun of religion. I'm not a religious person, or anything. I've had a lot of bad experiences with religion and religious people, but I'm definitely not making any jokes specifically at religion itself.
Locked.
Just, some people in that space.
Yeah.
And also what the game is presenting us right now.
I really shouldn't. They might burn.
Okay.
Let me just go walking up to doors and checking if they're locked.
Yeah, that's definitely... those are definitely private rooms, Kathy.
Locked.
I thought it was, allowing us to poke one of them, and I'm not sure what that would do, Kathy, but you probably shouldn't.
Probably shouldn't. Do not poke religious artifacts.
Hey, time to go harass an old man.
Let's go harass an old man! Speaking of old men.
It's our good old friend.
He doesn't even get a name, it's just Bum.
We meet again, Mr. Homeless Guy.
I guess we haven't learned his name.
That's fair.
Homeless? That's the worst thing I ever heard of, and totally untrue.
So, what's up with the trash can? Digging for treasure?
Well, I'm just going through a rough patch. By the way, you owe me $10.
Nah, you agreed to 7.
You're busting my balls here.
Better get those balls checked out in this clinic then.
So cold. Like a stake through the heart.
What do they call you anyway?
Goober. Everyone calls me Goober.
His name's
All right.
Goober.
I'm Kathy.
I forgot his
Pleasure
name.
to meet you.
Goober.
Yeah. Consult notes. Oh. Ask a story?
So, what's your story anyway?
My story?
Yeah, don't all bums have a story?
For your information, this is all just a dry streak in my showbiz career.
Is that so? I don't recognize you at all.
I used to have more hair.
That I actually believe.
Come on, man. Frankie Gold is my stage name. Surely you must have heard of me.
Not really, no.
Oh, come on. I have starred in dozens of Hollywood movies.
Dozens.
Silence of the Lambert, Jacob's Bladder, The Usual Surprises, Natural Bald Killers.
Not ringing any
I
bells.
can't tell if
Kids these days,
he
no
worked in
appreciation for
exclusively
quality
parody
cinema.
films,
Breaks my heart.
or if they just can't quote actual films.
Oh, I don't know. They could be parody films. They don't seem punny enough to be porn films. I don't know. They're punny, but like not that kind of punny.
Yeah.
So, tell me about this acting career of yours.
What about it?
Okay, imagine us calling, like, Eileen and being like, hey, do you know a Frankie Gold? And her just be like, oh, wow, I know Frankie Gold. He's that famous movie star just dropped off the face of the earth.
That would be funny. Eileen's like, I'm actually a huge Frankie Gold fan. Well, that's unfortunate because I met him.
You met Frankie Gold? Can you get an autograph?
Yeah, sure, Eileen. Alright, now, again, we have played a bit of this before, so, I say every time we come by the clinic, we listen to one of these.
Yeah.
Because there's 4 of them. So let's start with Silence of the Lambert.
Tell me about the Silence of Lambert.
Lawrence Lambert, a real estate agent, suddenly turns mute overnight. For weeks, he tries to communicate with customers using a self-invented sign language, only to realize that true love needs no communication at all. He marries his housekeeper, who only knows 2 words in English, yes and clean. In the end,
That's
Lawrence
sketchy.
dies of a heart attack in the arms of his lovely wife, Consuelo Lambert Vasquez.
Or he was
Based on a true story.
Based on a true story.
Okay, if I recall correctly, I think actually we can ask him to perform them.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah, because like he just told us like a little short description of them.
Okay.
Should we listen to what the other ones are?
Oh yeah, actually, if they're short, yeah, I don't see
I'm
an
not
issue
sure
with
I want to know what Jacob's Bladder is about, but I'm gonna ask anyway.
Jacob's Bladder. The tragic story of Jacob Cobb, a schizophrenic man who forms an imaginary romantic relationship with his bladder. During long and joyful monologues on the can, he starts referring to his nether regions by the name of Jenny. Sadly, before Jacob has a chance to elope with his sweetheart, he gets committed to an asylum due to increasingly erratic behavior. After a big fight with his paramour, Jacob refuses to pee for a week, and he dies from a ruptured bladder.
Well,
I don't even know where to start with that one.
Give me the rundown on The Usual Surprises.
A lighthearted comedy taking place during the surprise birthday party of 34-year-old Sid McBacon. The story is told from 8 different perspectives to keep the audience guessing who the protagonist actually is. The movie ends with the biggest surprise of them all. Sid suddenly dies of an epileptic seizure.
Why?
I guess it's more of a dark comedy.
Why? Yeah, exactly. Why? His death.
Why do you always die at the end of your movies?
Typecasting.
Typecasting. I'm typecast as a corpse.
you ever been typecast as a person that will die before the end of the day?
Isn't there like a Hollywood actor that's like constantly always dies in every movie?
Yep.
Yeah, he's that guy, but like not anywhere near as successful.
Natural Bald Killers?
It's a dystopian vision of the future where people are valued by the quality of their hair. The protagonist, Eddie Zephyr, turns bald in high school. One day, he has simply had enough of all the teasing and the bullying, and he completely snaps and heads out on a scalping spree in search of the perfect head of hair.
Oh boy.
Eddie makes his way to Mexico for an illegal hair transplant. However, he has an adverse reaction to the anesthesia and he dies on the operating table.
What? That is anticlimactic as fuck.
Wow. Wow, that's just bad writing.
Okay, personally, I'm extremely amused by like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre like parody where someone's just scalping people for the perfect head of hair.
Yes.
Oh, never mind.
Not the cultured type. I understand.
We listened to all of your movie stories.
We did.
I need to ask you a few questions.
Sounds serious. Ask away.
Da-da-da.
Do you know what happened to Joseph Rain in 81?
I most certainly do.
You were there?
What? Tell me.
Are you sure you want to know? Not everyone can handle the truth.
Oh, just spit it out.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Abducted by aliens.
I should have known better.
Oh, I saw it, man. A big, huge light. I was a bit drunk at the time, but I had my reasons. My wife had just left me, taking the dog, not to mention I was being conscripted for the war. But I'm telling you, those goddamn aliens took him and they experimented on him. And that's why he was so messed up when they put him back.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop you there.
I don't know,
No,
Kathy.
well, let's listen to what Goober's
Listen
saying.
Listen to him, Kathy. Kathy, I need you to listen to him. You saw a weird red man who was bald and had weird eyes. He's clearly an alien.
I have something going on with him, Kathy. I mean, come on.
Do you know who Lily Myers was?
Yep, my dad was the one who found her floating in the lake.
Why are you connected to
Really?
this story so
What can you tell me about her?
Ah, geez, not a lot. I mean, teenage girls, man, they're like their own species. Impossible to figure out. Not to mention how that entire family ain't, like, people-friendly.
Oh, be nice.
Now that's an
The Myers
understatement.
are nice.
Nearly started brawling with Sue the first time I met her.
She could sure deal out a mean whooping, that lady.
I would 100% believe that Sue could kick everyone's ass.
And 100%. Sue can and has fought everyone in the town.
Yes.
And won.
Do you recognize the nickname Cocky?
Why, I used to call myself that back in Nam. Oh, how I miss that marvelous youthful ego of mine.
Why do I even bother?
Okay, so Goober might be cocky.
Maybe cocky.
Probably not, seeing as they have clearly different voices, but
He's clearly from the East Coast. We're in Kansas, I think.
we are in Kansas. Do you want to tell Goober that Charles Wade is inside the clinic? Too, Kathy?
Don't
Do you know
that.
who Charles Wade is?
Sure, he's been holed up in this clinic for the
Oh,
last
he already
couple of
knows.
weeks.
Huh.
You saw Charles Wade go in there?
Well, yeah, I just told you, man.
How did he look?
Okay, I guess. Still walking, at least.
Interesting.
Yes.
What do you know about Lily Myers' art?
Nothing but hearsay. People say it was pretty deranged.
What's your opinion on the Church of the Holy Trinity?
I'd say they're good people. Isaac the priest is, anyway. His dad, Father Bill, on the other hand, though, he and the people he had around him were into some weird shit.
What kind of
Do
weird
tell,
shit?
Goober.
I don't know, they were like a cult or something, with Billy Praise himself at the top. Really shifty bunch of folks. Isaac turned it all around when his dad kicked the bucket, made it a proper church.
Interesting. Do you know anyone else who was involved in the old church?
Not really. I tried to stay as far away from those people as possible. Ask Isaac about it. He's a friendly guy.
Hey, Isaac, can we talk
Alright.
to you about
I
your
might do that.
father's cult?
I told you. Video game character's name William.
Yeah.
Always a problem.
I don't need to ask him about that.
I don't see why you wouldn't ask him about that, Kathy.
He clearly knows everybody else going on. I just
He's
asked
probably
him.
like, oh yeah, the
Oh,
red
yeah, the
man
red man.
in the weird, like, sand room with the gears behind him talks to, like, I'm not sure what particularly that he was talking to, that spoke in symbols.
Not a clue.
Do you recognize these men?
That's your granddad, right?
Yeah. What about the other two?
No idea. I think my face blindness is acting up again.
Okay.
Should we offer him a smoke?
Want to smoke, buddy?
Nah, I got stage 2 lung cancer. I'm keeping it under control with a fruitarian diet.
What the fuck is a fruitarian diet?
I'm sorry about your lung cancer.
Yes.
Do you know what this is?
Chinese fireworks, of course. I grew up in Shanghai. I know what I'm talking about.
I don't think you
They
do,
used to call
sir.
me Dum Pai, meaning round-eyed baldy. Those were some rough years. I miss the food, not to mention the women. Got 2 kids down there now, Maylin and Little Pink.
Time to hit the off switch now, buddy.
Time to hit the off switch. And we're leaving.
What about the key? Do you think you might know something about it?
Do you know what this key opens?
Your heart, mademoiselle?
Oh, brother.
Eh.
I don't need to show him that. Do you know anything about this flower?
It's red?
Enlightening.
Thank you, Goober.
Thank you, Goober.
Okay, that's enough serious questions for now.
Alrighty.
Okay, I'm off.
Bye.
Yep, it's full of trash. Figure that.
It's a trash can.
Was expecting plastic, but this looks like a real plant.
Any coffee around to kill it
Smoking
with?
allowed. Guess this place is a bit behind on healthcare regulations.
You can tell this is a quality A+ tier clinic. They allow smoking in the waiting room.
This is the 90s, right? Okay, maybe that was more of a thing. I was a baby back then, so I don't remember.
Okay, but like, it's a hospital, and
Yeah.
they were definitely aware of the connection between smoking and lung cancer
Yeah.
in the 90s.
A calendar from 1991. Guess they really liked that year.
Okay, I don't think this clinic's doing so great if that's not the current year.
No thanks. I have better things to do. Uncomfortable, hard plastic chairs. It's like they're intentionally trying to keep people out.
No, I think that's just, like the chairs are cheap,
I
so
can't
they
read it
bought
from
them.
here.
I mean, the nurse is clearly not paying attention. You could probably just walk past.
A
Kathy.
computer. They likely keep records of their patients on it. Rows and columns of files. Probably easier to use the computer if I need to do some digging.
Yeah, if you get on it.
Excuse me, nurse? Hey, nurse!
Yeah?
She 100% could see you the whole time.
Yes, you 100% could.
They don't pay you much, huh? Someone around here hates their job.
Do they pay nurses well? I mean, obviously,
Um,
I think it's more insurance that gets most of the money that's made in hospitals, but still.
I don't know.
I say first one.
Yeah.
They don't pay you much, huh?
No shit. What do you want?
I'm here to see Charles Wade.
Never heard of him. Anything else?
Bullshit. I know he's here. Listen, it's okay. I'm a friend of the family.
No, you're not, and I said he's not here. Don't make me call security.
I need to get rid of her somehow.
There's not a coffee pot here. I don't know what to do. Let's see.
If we just walk past her.
Yeah, what if we just...
Like, she's clearly not paying attention.
No point. I wouldn't even know what room to go to.
It shouldn't be too hard, Kathy.
Let's...
It's a small, like, clinic. There's why, like...
NZ-500 self-defense stun gun.
Right, yes. What if we tase her?
I wish, but she'd just call security on me.
Not if you're good enough with it. Okay.
We club her with a shovel.
Shovel on her.
I don't want to show her that.
No, I want
Don't
to
show
show
her.
her.
Don't show it to her. She doesn't need to know where the shovel came from.
Smoke?
Time for a smoke break, don't you think?
What?
You smoke?
No way. Those things will kill you.
Hey, I have an idea. We got an actor outside, right?
Yeah. And very flammable trash.
And flammable trash. Can we set the trash on fire?
I don't think it would be a good idea, but we
Hey,
do
doofus.
have the ability.
Oh, hi!
Live performance.
So, how good an actor are you?
The best! The very best!
You know, that nurse in there, she said she loved you in all those movies. And that she always wished you'd give her a live performance.
I knew it. She always gave me these strange looks. I thought it was contempt, but her face must just be cramping up from shyness.
No, it's definitely
Yeah,
contempt.
that's
but
definitely it. She'd love to see you act, I'm sure.
I'm gonna have to oblige. Which movie do you think she'd like the best?
Which one?
I feel that the silence of Lambert wouldn't be loud enough
No.
due to the character being mute.
That's true. Personally, I find natural bald killers to be the funniest one.
Oh, you want to go with natural bald killers?
Natural bald killers would be the obvious choice.
Bald move.
So anyway, back to now committing active crimes.
Yes.
Fernando, you've been such a good friend. I can't thank you enough for making me whole again. Turn this scalp into a breathtaking golden car, such as the world has never seen. Okay, Doctor, I'm counting down now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Thank you, thank you. You've been a great audience.
That did not even remotely get her attention.
It did not. It did not.
That wasn't really an electrifying performance. I'll have to intervene somehow.
Kathy, must you threaten poor Goober's
I
life?
I think I remember how... Well, okay, no, but I want to hear all the performances.
Yeah, no,
Hey,
we're hearing
doofus.
all the performances, Goober.
Oh, hi.
Hey, how about another show?
Sure. Any suggestions?
Probably The Silence of Lambert.
Oh, I'm gonna be loud.
Oh, good. That's what we want.
Al Consuelo, how I wish I could speak. I have so many things left to say.
You seem to be doing a pretty good job.
My chest, no! It can't be! Hold me! Thank you, thank you. You've been a great audience.
Does he only know how to do death scenes?
He was typecast to be a corpse, so...
It wasn't really an
Yes, Kathy.
electrifying performance. I'll have to intervene somehow.
I love how she keeps saying electrifying.
She's trying to give us a hint.
Trying to give us a hint.
Hey, doofus.
Oh, hi!
Hey, how about another show?
Sure. Any suggestions?
Definitely Jacob's bladder.
I'm feeling the pressure. Oh, Jenny, everything is forgiven. You and me were like peas and carrots. I'm just so full of your love that I think I'm about to burst. Jenny, where did you go? Oh, I don't feel so good. Thank you, thank you. You've been a great audience.
I should have electrocuted on you on that one.
Yeah.
That
I think
wasn't
we can skip,
really...
good. We can skip Kathy's dialogue.
Yeah, we can skip dialogue by clicking.
Just 2 more shows,
Hey,
Goober.
doofus.
Oh, hi.
Hey, how about another show?
Sure. Any suggestions?
How about The Usual Surprises?
Business as usual. I can't believe you guys did all this for me. You know, what's that smell? Bacon? Oh, Bobby, my head hurts. I'm seizing.
What is he smelling? His...
Thank you, thank you.
That's
You've
not how
been a great
seizures
audience.
work.
I suppose this would be a pretty accurate one to get electrocuted during.
Do you
That
want?
wasn't...
Do you want me to electrocute him for that one?
Which one do you vote on?
Well, that one's good.
Hey, doofus.
It might be
Oh,
funny to shock him while he's counting down.
Oh, that could be fun.
Hey,
Sure.
Which one do you want to do?
They're all good. Do you have a preference? You want to do the counting down one?
Sure.
natural ball.
Ball, move.
Ba, 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 ba.
Oh, we've gotten to see all of his shows.
Yeah, we got the little achievement. It won't appear on the recording, but...
Fernando, you've been such a good friend. I can't thank you.
NZ 500 self-defense stun
You have
gun.
to click and hold.
Turn
Click
his
and drag.
scalp into a breathtaking golden carpet, such as the world has never seen. Okay, Doctor. I'm counting down now. 10.
Good idea, but it wouldn't match his symptoms.
What? Oh, okay, hang on.
Thank you, thank you.
Hang
You've been
on.
a great audience.
Hang on. Hold on. Okay, there's a very specific one they want.
Okay.
Oh, wait. You gonna come out?
Did you reset it?
Did I reset it?
Fernando,
Fuck!
friend, I can't thank you.
One more. Encore.
Hey, doofus.
Oh, hi.
Kathy, you better be paying
Hey.
this man
Sure.
like all
Any
of the money.
suggestions?
Please pay this man for all of these live performances. That's a
How about
bad
the usual
movie.
surprises?
Business as usual.
Here we go. This time we're actually gonna do it.
This time for real.
I can't believe you guys did all this for me.
NZ 500 self-defense stun gun.
What's that smell? Bacon? Oh, Bobby, my head hurts. I'm seizing.
Nurse, he's seizing.
Oh shit!
Oh shit!
Man, I feel like a total jackass. I'll have to make it up to the poor guy later.
Please, please give him some money for all the pain and suffering you put him through several times over. Oh, fuck me. Oh,
Oh
wait,
no,
wait,
if only we had a way to hack into people's computers. Okay, so we need to turn off the computer. Okay, extract admin password.
Crap. Looks like I have to figure out the username some other way.
Okay, hang on.
Okay.
Torgador.
Torgador.
There's no way that we're remembering that.
No.
Exit and shut down.
Okay, hang on. Hold on.
Check the board.
Oh. Nice word.
Employee of the month, Carlita Mendez. What a joke. It's that obnoxious nurse.
Well, it might be her name.
Okay, yeah. Let's boot it up. Username, C. Mendez?
How do you spell Mendez?
D. Easy.
That is not a C. That is next. There we go. Okay, and then it was...
And, OTORGADOR.
Haha! Okay, Charles... Wait. Haha.
Gotcha.
Got referred to here. Undergone successful invasive heart surgery.
Oh my.
Transferred to this facility at his own request. Initial prognosis looks good, and the patient is likely to make a full recovery in 6 to 8 weeks.
Alright.
6B. Well, this
It's
is
all
awkward.
right, Claude. Understood, sir. So, you managed to find me.
You knew I was
I
coming?
did.
I did?
Well, let's get this over with then. How do you want your pictures? Shall I get some tubes to fill my face with? Will that suffice for your front page?
I'm no journalist. Well, not yet anyway.
She's but a cub. So, you're hoping for your big break. Surely this must be worth an internship at one of the big papers. Do you want me to call Thompson at the Times and get it over with? I still play golf with him every once in a while.
That's not what this is about. It's personal. No, you're assuming a lot, Mr. Wade. I don't need to piggyback on favors. I make my own way. First one?
Yeah.
That's not what this is about. It's personal.
Sounds serious. Perhaps I should ask Claude to produce his gun.
You know, Charles, the person most likely to be harmed by a gun tends to be its owner.
This is not a good
Very
way to
true.
start.
Kathy
That's
is such
something
a
that Japs who captured
perfect.
me learned the hard way.
Did my grandfather bail you out then too, or was that one of the few times where he didn't save your sorry ass?
Kathy is just a
Hold
perfect
on there.
negotiator.
Explain yourself.
You're willing to listen to something other than your own voice? I'm stunned. I'm Kathy Rain. Joseph was my grandfather.
Now I remember. You were at the funeral.
You were at the
was.
funeral?
Were you
late.
there?
I needed my morning smoke. Besides, it's not like Grandpa was going anywhere.
Maybe not the right thing to say.
Oh, just look at her, Claude. She's absolutely fearless. That's Joseph's blood running through her veins.
Like Claude
She
is
certainly
just
has a smart mouth, sir.
reading.
Yeah.
I must say, you have me intrigued, Kathy. What can this old man help you with?
Apparently, Kathy being rude to him somehow made him be in a better mood.
He was just like, apparently Joseph was just like, was a rude asshole sometimes. Everyone's like, no, he was a real nice guy. Well, he was a rude asshole.
I choose to believe that Kathy's grandfather, Joseph, is just like, he's like a really nice, sweet man. He also took a grand total of 0 guff and would gladly put someone on their back.
A man of good taste. The old do no harm, take no shit.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about what happened to my grandfather in 81?
I wish I did, Kathy. You must know I did everything in my power to help. How do you think Mary Elizabeth could afford all that expensive treatment? MRIs, neurologists, say what you will about Joseph. But he was never rich.
Strange. Grandma never mentioned that to me.
She's just too proud. At first she refused. She was convinced that I had an agenda, that there were strings attached.
And were there?
Don't be silly. Despite all that had happened, I still loved Joseph dearly. I wanted to help. People from places like this have a deeply rooted mistrust in the rich, passed on for generations.
It's not
in her eyes, I had
misplaced mistrust.
It is not a misplaced
So that's
mistrust.
all you know about the whole affair?
Are you implying that there's more to know? I left the diagnosis to the professionals. Mrs. Rain accepted the health care, but asked me to stay out of everything else. So I did.
I see. What can you tell me about your friendship with Grandpa?
Joseph was the best friend I ever had. We grew up together, married our high school sweethearts together, went to war together. I can't even begin to count the number of times he's saved my life. I repaid the favor once or twice, but he came up ahead, no doubt.
So, when did you two lose touch? I heard that something happened between you and him. What was it?
The truth is, Brian Rain happened. Sharon Evans happened.
My parents?
Yes. They ruined everything with their vile, destructive behavior. I couldn't have that around my daughter, or my newborn grandson. Joseph was naive. He believed that anyone could be helped, that anyone could be reasoned with, given a chance. He was just too good, bless him. He should have been harder on Brian, more strict.
Okay, so agree with him about the tough love, tell him Grandpa is not to be blamed, say nothing. I don't know enough about Brian Rain. We've heard about Sharon quite a bit.
Yeah.
Haven't heard much about, Kathy's dad yet.
Did Brian, like, run off and leave, like, Sharon? Or did Sharon... we know that Sharon left with Kathy, but was Kathy's father still with them at the time?
I don't remember, and I don't know if it's been brought up yet. I know it gets talked about later in the game, but...
Yeah.
Okay, should we be sympathetic, or should we be, yeah, no, I agree with you.
Oh. I'd probably say to agree with him.
I wouldn't mind teaching my old man some manners myself, wherever he is.
Yes, of course. You must understand this better than anyone. People like your father simply cannot grasp how far their bad influence spreads. So our family started drifting apart. Eventually my company grew much too large for this little town, and we moved on. Not long after that, your grandfather ended up in that wheelchair. That marked the end of our friendship, for obvious reasons.
Okay, so definitely getting the impression from Kathy that her dad might have walked out on her and her mother.
Went out to get some milk, as they say. Good possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out, because I know it's discussed later. But yeah, I think that's the impression we're definitely getting here. I wonder, since everything's close together, I mean, it could be unrelated, but is it related? so much seems to be somehow related to each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll find out. It could be completely unrelated to anything, but you know.
You bought a number of paintings by Lily Myers. Why?
I'm known to dabble in art from time to time. Martha, my wife at the time, was enamored with the paintings. I believe she first saw them at the high school which the Myers girl attended. Anyway, after the poor girl killed herself, I bought the paintings speculatively. When a young artist with any talent to speak of commits suicide, it can be a wet dream of certain connoisseurs. Shortly after procuring the art, I had it valued by an expert who determined that the value was 3 times the amount I bought it for. Today, I'm sure I would have made my money back tenfold or more if it wasn't for the art theft.
What art theft?
Hello, what?
There was a burglary at the mansion I used to own here in town. It was all over the local news at the time.
Well, shit.
Eloquently put.
Okay, he might know who Cocky is, though.
Oh yeah.
Do you recognize the call sign Cocky?
Would be strange if I didn't, since I was the one who coined it. It belongs to a fellow named Jimmy Cochran. He was a coward, really. The nickname is somewhat of a bad joke.
Perfect. Thanks.
I was about to say, he has nothing to say on Jimmy.
Tell me about Jimmy Cochran. Is he still alive?
In a literal sense. He's been held in a mental institution for years.
Back to the mental
Let me guess.
institutions.
Since 81?
Either 82 or 83. I'm fairly certain it was early 83.
83?
Do you remember the name of the institution?
Something starting with an E. Emerson, Everton, or similar.
Ingstrom? Ingstrom Psychiatric Hospital?
Yes, that's the one. You know the place, Kathy.
That's telling the truth.
Yeah.
I do. My mother is in there. Sharon Evans? I had her committed about a year ago.
I see. It must have taken a lot of courage to do that, Kathy. Mothers have a lot of power over us. More than most of us care to admit.
I guess so. Do you know why Jimmy ended up in there?
Some obsessive-compulsive syndrome. He became fixated with circles and started hurting himself, trying to scratch the circles out of his head.
Creepy.
Concerning.
I wonder what set him off. I think I'll check the place out tomorrow. Too late to head back to the city now.
Deeply concerning.
By circles, were they perhaps 3 circles in a triangle shape?
Can you tell me about the art theft?
Well, somebody broke in, stole the paintings, and got out. Fairly clumsy job. Lots of broken windows. The strangest thing was that I had a Monet, a Rembrandt, and 2 paintings by Picasso, untouched. But every single painting by an unknown local artist, gone.
That can't be a coincidence.
No.
Agreed. Somebody wanted those paintings badly.
I assume there was an investigation.
Yes, Sheriff Truman came by with his deputy a few hours later, but they didn't have much luck. They found a few hairs, which turned out to be from Ruffles, the family dog.
Some stunning police work right there.
Indeed. There was a single witness, though, who said he could make out multiple burglars leaving the scene of the crime, but nothing more than that.
So, I take it the case was closed?
Yes. I honestly didn't care much one way or the other, given the fact that my most expensive pieces were safe and sound.
I think I'll have a chat with the sheriff about the matter, if that's okay with you.
Certainly. I'll call ahead and instruct him to give you everything.
Oh, that's so
Thank
appreciated,
That'd be great.
Charles.
Thanks,
Thank
Charles.
you.
So much.
Because we're
Anytime.
perfectly ready to go
But
murder
I'm
the
curious,
plant some more.
What's your interest in the paintings?
I've learned that my grandfather went to Sue and asked to see them, right before he had his injury.
Is that so? Strange.
I like Charles. He seems to be, like on the level.
Yeah, I was a little nervous because he's kind of got a voice like kind of maybe like a charismatic villain voice.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's a bad guy. At least, like, he's given no signals such. No red flags I've seen so far. So that might just be his voice.
Hearing about him certainly gave some red flags, but meeting him, he definitely seems to be like, some weird stuff's going on, Kathy.
Yes.
I can't explain it. You definitely can't explain it, and whatever it did killed Joseph.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
What can you tell me about the Church of the Holy Trinity?
They seem like any other church to me. But then again, I'm not their usual clientele. Weddings, baptisms, and funerals are just about what I can muster. And I always leave early.
I don't need to ask him about that.
I feel like you should.
I think you should.
Do you recognize this, Charles?
Of course. Your grandfather, me, Jimmy Cochran, taken shortly before we went to the war.
You guys look like you just won the lottery or something.
Indeed. We were mere children, with no concept of what we were getting into.
What do you see in this picture, Charles?
Fireflies would be my best guess. They can grow terribly large around these parts.
I want to see fireflies that big. I would love to see fireflies that big.
Fireflies, the size of cats.
Yes.
Do you know what this key opens?
You must be truly desperate if you ask random people a question like that.
Fair.
Do you know what this is?
A flower. Why don't you consult a botanist instead of bothering me with this nonsense?
Charles is just I'm very happy to help and talk to you, but please, Kathy, I don't have much time left.
Thanks,
Can we
Charles.
please
That's all I need
keep
for
on
now.
topic?
Keep on
You're
topic,
welcome,
Kathy.
Come back anytime.
Well, we do need to stop here.
Oh, okay.
So let's put down a save.
What do we want to do? Charles is on the level.
On the levee.
On the levee, no. Broke into hospital.
Sounds good.
Safe. Alright. And we don't need that note anymore.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed. We'll be returning for more Kathy Rain next week. Of course, I may have less or around the same editing, since I don't do as much editing with the Kathy Rain videos, since there's more screen to look at.
A lot of dialogue.
A lot of dialogue.
A lot of chit chat.
But I hope you enjoyed. Did you have fun?
I had fun. I still feel bad about electrocuting Goober.
Yeah.
And, making him perform like 9 times.
I just keep making him perform until he passes out.
Nurse! He's unconscious! Help!
He's fine.
He's fine!
Just let him sleep it off.
But anyway, yeah. So, hope you guys had fun. We'll definitely be at this again soon.
Yeah.
Later.